You want to flirt better, so you stop getting ignored, brushed off, or stuck in the dreaded friend zone. You want to actually create that spark on purpose, without cheesy lines, without acting like someone you're not. Well, today I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do that. What most men get wrong, why it instantly kills attraction, and the simple 2-minute rule that flips the script for you, no matter your age, your looks, your height, or your income. Stick with me, because by the end, you'll know how to build attraction naturally, how to create that electric vibe women respond to, and how to guide an interaction where you actually want it to go. But first, let me ask you a quick question, because I love knowing who's watching. Where are you tuning in from today? Drop it in the comments below. You'll see men from all over the world in this community, and it's powerful to realize we're all on this journey together. And if you haven't already, make sure you tap like on this video and subscribe to the channel, because here we break down men's health, confidence, and performance in a way that's real, practical, and proven. Now, let's bust one of the biggest myths about flirting. Most men think flirting is about memorizing some magical line, or they believe attraction depends on whether you look like a Hollywood star. Some men even wait, hoping for the perfect moment, thinking, "I'll know when the time is right to turn on the charm." That mindset is why so many men get stuck. Here's the truth. The problem isn't bad lines, it's bad timing. Most men wait far too long before showing any playfulness. They spend the first 10, 20, sometimes even 60 minutes talking politely, asking about her job, her hobbies, her hometown, all very safe. But by the time they finally try to add a compliment or turn things flirty, the energy has already flatlined. To a woman's nervous system, it feels like a movie that starts as a serious documentary and suddenly tries to switch into a romantic comedy halfway through. It doesn't match. It feels off. And here's what's even worse. Hesitation sends the message that you're nervous, unsure, or afraid of leading. And that alone drains attraction faster than anything. That's why we need the 2-minute rule. It solves both problems at once. If you're new here, let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Mariana, a board-certified urologist with over 12 years of experience helping men feel strong, confident, and connected in every part of life, physically, mentally, and emotionally. My specialty is working right at the crossroads of physiology and psychology. How your body, your hormones, your brain chemistry, and your communication style all come together to shape attraction and intimacy. So, what I'm sharing today isn't a gimmick, and it isn't about being manipulative. It's about aligning with how humans are biologically wired, so you can finally stop guessing and instead start creating real connection that women respond to. Let's walk through the biggest mistakes men make when flirting, why they kill attraction, and how to fix them with the 2-minute rule. Mistake number 1, waiting too long to flirt. Here's what happens with most men. They lead with safety. They open with questions about her work, where she grew up, her favorite music, all perfectly polite. But biologically, what's happening is this. Your nervous system is signaling caution. You're holding back. She feels that energy in her body and mirrors it back. Emotionally, that sets you up as the safe guy. Nice? Sure. Respectful? Absolutely. But attractive? Not in the way you want. And practically speaking, when you finally do try to add something flirty, maybe an hour later, it lands flat. Like James, a client of mine once experienced. James matched with a woman online, met her for drinks, and spent an entire hour in friendly, safe conversation. Finally, he worked up the courage to compliment her eyes. She smiled politely, said thanks, and the energy went nowhere. The fix, the 2-minute rule. Within the first 2 minutes, introduce just one small, playful moment. It doesn't have to be bold or risky, just a hint of man-to-woman energy, so the frame is set correctly from the start. Mistake number 2, waiting for the perfect moment. This one trips men up all the time. They tell themselves, "I'll wait until she seems more comfortable," or "I'll know when the time is right." But here's what actually happens. The longer you wait, the more pressure builds in your own nervous system. Your heart rate goes up, your palms sweat, your words get stiff. Biologically, hesitation floods your body with cortisol, the stress hormone, and that suppresses your natural testosterone-driven confidence. She feels that shift immediately. To her, it doesn't read as thoughtful. It reads as uncertain. The fix. Realize the perfect moment doesn't exist. If she's still talking to you, that is your green light. You don't wait for the moment. You create it by adding a playful beat earlier than feels comfortable. Mistake number 3, relying on only one flirting tool. Some men rely only on teasing. Others stick only to compliments. Some try one funny line and then run out of gas. That's like going to the gym and only working out your biceps. You'll build one muscle, but the rest stays weak. Biologically, using only one tool creates monotony. The brain craves novelty. It lights up dopamine pathways when there's variety. Emotionally, when you mix tools, she feels your confidence and playfulness as dynamic, not one note. Practically, this keeps the conversation fun instead of predictable. The fix. Rotate between at least 2 or 3 tools. Playful assumptions, absurd answers, gentle teases, mild challenges, thoughtful compliments, and light, respectful touch. When you mix them, the vibe stays fresh and magnetic. Now let me break down each of these tools in detail, because understanding them will completely transform how you show up in interactions. Tool number 1, playful assumptions. This is where you make a lighthearted guess about her personality, her interests, or her background based on something she said or how she carries herself. The key here is that you're not being serious. You're creating a fun little narrative that invites her to play along or correct you. For example, if she mentions she loves coffee, you might say, "Oh, you strike me as someone who judges people based on their coffee order. Let me guess, you think anyone who orders a vanilla latte is basic." She'll laugh, deny it, or lean into it. But either way, you've created a playful dynamic. Biologically, this activates her imagination and engages the social reward centers of her brain. Emotionally, it makes her feel seen in a fun way, not interrogated like a job interview. Practically, it gives her something to bounce off, which keeps the conversation flowing naturally. Tool number 2, absurd answers. This is one of my favorites because it's low risk and high reward. When she asks you a normal question, instead of giving a straight, boring answer, you respond with something ridiculous or exaggerated, then bring it back to reality. For instance, if she asks, "What do you do for work?" you could say, "I'm a professional dolphin trainer." Very niche field. Actually, I'm a financial analyst. But the dolphin thing sounds way cooler, doesn't it? Biologically, humor triggers dopamine release, which creates positive associations with you. Emotionally, it shows you don't take yourself too seriously and that you're comfortable being playful. Practically, it breaks the monotony of typical small talk and makes you memorable. Tool number 3, gentle teases. Teasing is powerful, but it has to be done with care and warmth. You're never making fun of something she's insecure about. Instead, you're playfully poking at something harmless or even endearing. For example, if she mentions she's never seen a popular movie, you might say, "Wait, you've never seen that? I don't know if we can be friends anymore. I'm going to need you to watch it and report back." The key is in your tone and your smile. You're not being mean, you're being warm and playful. Biologically, light teasing creates a mild challenge, which activates her arousal system in a positive way. Emotionally, it positions you as someone confident enough to push back a little, which is attractive. Practically, it creates banter, which is the lifeblood of flirty conversations. Tool number 4, mild challenges. This is where you playfully question something she says or challenge her perspective, not in a combative way, but in a way that sparks interesting conversation. For example, if she says, "I love planning everything in advance," you might respond with, "Really? I feel like the best memories come from spontaneous decisions. You seem like you secretly have a wild side you're not telling me about." Biologically, challenges create tension, and tension is the foundation of attraction. Emotionally, it shows you're not intimidated by her and that you have your own perspective. Practically, it deepens the conversation beyond surface level. Tool number 5, thoughtful compliments. Here's where most men mess up. They go for generic compliments like, "You're beautiful," which doesn't land because she's heard it 1,000 times. Instead, compliment something specific that shows you're actually paying attention. For example, "I notice the way you light up when you talk about your work. That passion is really attractive." Or, You have this confident energy about you, like you know exactly who you are. Biologically, specific compliments activate the brain's reward system more powerfully than generic ones. Emotionally, they make her feel truly seen, not just observed. Practically, they differentiate you from every other man who's told her she's pretty. Tool number 6, light, respectful touch. Touch is one of the most powerful tools you have, but it must be done correctly. I'm talking about light, non-invasive touch that respects boundaries and escalates gradually. Start with something neutral, like a brief touch on the forearm when you're laughing together, or a gentle tap on the shoulder to emphasize a point. Read her response. If she leans in or maintains contact, that's a green light. If she pulls away or stiffens, respect that and dial it back. Biologically, appropriate touch releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which creates feelings of trust and connection. Emotionally, it signals romantic interest in a way words alone cannot. Practically, it bridges the gap between friendly conversation and flirtation. Now, let's talk about body language, because your words are only part of the equation. Your posture, eye contact, facial expressions, and overall presence communicate far more than you realize. Here's what you need to focus on. Maintain strong eye contact. Not staring, but comfortable, confident eye contact that shows you're present and engaged. When she's speaking, look at her eyes. When you're speaking, allow yourself to glance away occasionally, but always return. This creates a rhythm that feels natural and intimate. Keep your body open. Don't cross your arms, don't hunch your shoulders, don't turn away from her. Face her directly, lean in slightly when she's saying something interesting, and take up space in a relaxed, confident way. Smile genuinely. A warm, authentic smile is one of the most attractive things you can offer. It signals safety, confidence, and positive energy. If you struggle with this, practice in the mirror until it feels natural. Control your nervous energy. If you're fidgeting, tapping your foot, or playing with your phone, she'll pick up on that anxiety. Take slow, deep breaths. Ground yourself in the moment. Calm nervous systems are contagious, and so are anxious ones. Now let's talk about the practice plan, because knowing this intellectually is one thing, but embodying it is another. Week 1, focus on the 2-minute rule. In every new conversation you have this week, not just romantic ones, practice introducing one playful element within the first 2 minutes. It could be a playful assumption, an absurd answer, or a gentle tease. The goal is to train your nervous system to lead with energy, not safety. Week 2, mix 2 tools. Now that you're comfortable starting playfully, add a second tool into the mix. Open with a playful assumption, then later add a mild challenge or a thoughtful compliment. Notice how the energy shifts when you vary your approach. Week 3, add body language and touch. This week, focus on your nonverbal communication. Practice strong eye contact, open posture, and if the moment feels right, introduce light, respectful touch. Pay attention to her response and adjust accordingly. Week 4, put it all together. By now, you should feel more comfortable rotating between tools, reading body language, and creating playful, flirty energy naturally. This week, practice the full flow. Start with playful energy in the first 2 minutes. Mix tools throughout the conversation. Maintain strong body language and escalate appropriately. Let me also address some common pitfalls, because even with the right tools, men still make mistakes. Pitfall number 1, trying too hard. If you're firing off jokes, compliments, and teases back to back without pausing to listen or breathe, it comes across as desperate. Flirting should feel like a dance, not a performance. Give her space to respond, to contribute, to play along. Pitfall number 2, ignoring her signals. If she's not laughing at your jokes, if she's giving short answers, if her body language is closed, those are signs to adjust. Don't push harder. Pull back, shift the conversation, or gracefully exit. Respecting her comfort is attractive. Pitfall number 3, forgetting to be yourself. These tools are meant to enhance your natural personality, not replace it. If you try to be someone you're not, she'll sense the inauthenticity. Stay grounded in who you are while adding these playful elements. Now, let's talk about the flirting flow, because there's a natural progression to building attraction. Phase 1, the spark. This happens in the first 2 minutes. You introduce playful energy through a playful assumption, an absurd answer, or a gentle tease. This sets the frame and lets her know you're not just another friendly guy. Phase 2, the build. Over the next 10 to 20 minutes, you mix tools. You ask genuine questions, you listen actively, but you also sprinkle in mild challenges, thoughtful compliments, and light humor. The conversation should feel dynamic, not flat. Phase 3, the escalation. If the energy is good and she's responding positively, you escalate physically and emotionally. You introduce light touch. You hold eye contact a bit longer. You make your interest clear without being pushy. This is where attraction solidifies. Phase 4, the close. Whether it's getting her number, setting up a date, or moving to a quieter place to talk more, you guide the interaction forward. Confidence here is key. Don't wait for her to make the move. Lead. Here's what I want you to do this week. Practice the 2-minute rule in every new conversation, not just romantic ones. Train your timing, not just your lines. Add one playful assumption or absurd answer in the first few minutes. Mix in one tease or mild challenge later. Keep compliments thoughtful and specific. And above all, breathe, smile, and stay curious. You don't need 50 tricks. Just 2 to 3 tools used early and naturally will shift how women respond to you. And let me pause here because I know some of you might feel nervous about this. Maybe you've been rejected before. Maybe you feel like the best years are behind you. Maybe you worry that you're too old for this game. Friend, let me reassure you. Attraction isn't reserved for 20-year-olds. Women don't respond to six-packs or perfect hair as much as they respond to energy, confidence, and presence. Small changes in how you carry yourself, how you breathe, how you speak in the first 2 minutes can change the entire trajectory of how women see you. So, here's my closing thought. Flirting isn't about tricks. It isn't about pretending to be someone else. It's about showing up as the confident, playful man you already are, just a little earlier than feels comfortable. Remember the rule. Within 2 minutes, show a spark. Rotate 2 or 3 simple tools. Keep it light, respectful, and fun. Do that and you'll never be trapped in the friend zone again. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more science-backed men's health advice, and share this with a friend who needs a confidence boost. And as always, remember, age is not the end of vitality. With a few small shifts, you can have more comfort, freedom, and confidence than you've ever had. I'm Dr. Mariana, and I'll see you in the next one.